This is Professor Michael Chapman. I'm one of the most experienced IVF doctors in Australia. I believe that an important part that I can contribute is to educate patients in relation to fertility, infertility, and all that involves. These series of podcasts help to educate you. I hope they are helpful to you. If you wish to know more, however, I'm more than happy to have you contact me via email, which is profmchapman@gmail.com, or make an appointment to see me on 9138 4222. Hi there, I'm Professor Michael Chapman. I'm Medical Director of Life Fertility Sydney. I've been involved in IVF over 40 years. I've seen it all happen. I've seen everything. It's been a wonderful ride. And most importantly, patients are getting more and more value from the technology. So tonight I'd start by talking about fibroids. It may be surprising to some that something like 30 to 40% of women by the time they're 40 have fibroids in their uterus. What is a fibroid? Basically, it's an overgrowth of the muscle that makes up the uterus. They're called myomas. The muscle's called the myometrium. So myomas, we actually don't know why they form. What we do know is that they are hormone sensitive. Once you get pregnant, and there's lots of estrogen around, fibroids grow. Generally, with women's menstrual cycles where there is estrogen around, over time, small fibroids get bigger. The important ones from a fertility point of view are not necessarily those with the big size, it's actually where they are sitting. Fibroids can be classified in three different places. On the outside of the uterus, they're called serosal or subserosal fibroids. They can be in the myometrium itself, intramural, they're called, in the wall of the uterus. And the ones that are of most interest to us in fertility are the ones that push into the cavity of the uterus. Submucosal fibroids is what they're called. The submucosal fibroids do reduce fertility, in part because what they're doing is developing an area where implantation attachment is less likely to occur. They also are implicated in the issue of miscarriage. So it's the submucosal fibroids that we go after, remove in many cases. These can be done, the removal is actually done through the cervix, through the neck of the womb, using a telescope and a cutting device. It doesn't need an open operation. They can be removed relatively easily. To diagnose those submucosal fibroids, we start with a very good ultrasound that looks on the outside of the uterus. And the outside of the uterus, the ultrasound can look inside the uterus and see where the fibroids are. So fibroids are an issue with infertility, need to be sorted out. But most fibroids that women have actually are not responsible for infertility or miscarriage. Most of them are on the outside of the uterus and therefore nothing to be concerned about. I said they were hormone sensitive, so that when you go through the menopause, fibroids, because they're not being exposed to estrogen anymore, tend to shrink. And so they're usually not much problem after the menopause. Okay, that's fibroids. And don't forget that you can access all the previous episodes by going to our website www.theivfjourney.com and select IVF Journey podcast from the navigation menu.